In late summer, a mother and her young children fled Ukraine in the atrocities of war with Russia. They ended up in Knoxville, not by chance, with little more than what they could carry. The community quickly responded and filled the family's new home and their hearts. But as 10 News anchor Robin Wilhoit reports, one thing is still missing.
Julie Truhan has a place to call home in Knoxville, filled with love. A refuge for her children thousands of miles from their native Ukraine, where war with Russia rages on.
Knoxville does feel like home, but there's this feeling that something is missing, and it's not gonna go away until Dima gets here, my husband Dima.
Dima is in Ukraine, serving his country. Julie, Mark, and Paulina keep in close contact as they rebuild their lives in East Tennessee. It was a harrowing journey to get here. The family lived in Kyiv. When the city came under siege, they took cover in the basement of their apartment building. Days later, they evacuated on a packed train headed east, but they could not outrun the missile attacks.
That's when I knew that there was no safe place in Ukraine at all, and we just had to leave.
With just a few belongings, Julie and the children crossed the border into neighboring Slovakia, leaving Dima behind.
As much as I love Ukraine and I loved our life back in Ukraine, it's not about what I want anymore. It's about my children's future and safety.
In planning their escape, Julie knew where she could find a safe haven, Knoxville.
When it started to happen and she's in the basement, I'm saying, what's your plan? How are you getting out? What are you doing?
Dinah Vogel was that voice on the other end of Julie's phone. In 2007, she and her husband Bill opened up their home to Julie, then an exchange student. 15 years later, in a time of crisis, they again welcomed Julie and her children.
I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and she made the decision to come here, and the Rotary put us together 15 years ago, and nobody ever knew this is what it would turn out to be.
In the 4 months since they arrived, a community has rallied around them, donating furniture, toys, a car.
The amount of help we have received has been just overwhelming and unbelievable, and we'll be forever thankful for that. In fact, I feel lucky that we're here because not everybody had a chance to get out.
Because she did get out, Julie takes any opportunity to share the plight of the people left behind.
Well, today I'm here to speak about my beautiful country again, but it's going to be a completely different story and not a happy one, unfortunately.
She recently returned to Webb School, where she studied as an exchange student.
And I feel like it's the least I can do just to share my story and just make the young kids and just any people aware of what people go through when there's war.
In return, the students celebrated her with a song on her birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
As Julie and her children mark milestones far from their loved ones in Ukraine, they're grateful to celebrate this Christmas in Knoxville, out of harm's way, with a family forged over time and distance.
It's all about being with people who love you and love your children. And I'm just thankful she's here and she has that.
I knew it would be life-changing. I just never realized how much impact it would have in my life.
Julie and her children came to the U.S. through the federal program Uniting for Ukraine. The Vogels and the Farragut Rotary Club are supporting her as they did 15 years ago when she was an exchange student.